Hello everyone. Despite the Chinese Go Association's objections, there was the award ceremony of the LG Cup. Of course, Kaje didn't show up. I'd like to share Byun Sang-il's interview. Given the situations, most of the interview focused on the rules. This is the Taijam website. You know Taijam, Korean Go platform?
이게 2국 때 지적을 한 장면이 있잖아요. 심판에게 알린 장면.
The first question is about the moment where Byun Sang-il pointed out to the referee that Koje made a foul for the second time.
그때 심정과 알려주시면 감사하겠습니다.
사실 그 벌점 처음에 했을 때부터 집중.
Since Koje made the first foul, he couldn't focus on the game.
좀 혼란스러워서 잘 안 됐던 것 같고요. 그래서 사석이 보여서 집중을 할 수 없다 생각해서.
It was confusing, hard to concentrate. Then I saw the captured stones and I thought I won't be able to focus because of that. That's why I did that. Many people are criticizing Byun Sang-il for pointing out his opponent's foul in the second game. But from Byun Sang-il's perspective, I think the foul wasn't necessarily a good thing for him either. While he received a 2-point penalty in his favor, it might have actually added more pressure on him. Additionally, when Kaje committed another foul, choosing not to mention it despite being aware of it could have also been a kind of stress for him. As a player, I understand Byun Sang-il. Let's say I'm in a situation where I'm sitting there to win, and my opponent made a rule-breaking foul. If it were you, could you calmly ignore it with a generous hurt?
이게 바뀐 규정이잖아요.
네.
그거에 대해서는 알고 있으셨던 것인가요?
Next question is if he were aware of the revised rule in last November.
아니요. 처음엔 벌점 처음에 받았을 때 그때
In this part, there is something corrected later of the interview. He said that he didn't know that until the first foul occurred.
심판분께서 두 번째부터는 반칙패라고 분명히 들었기 때문에
But when Kaje received the first penalty, he clearly heard that a second violation would result in a forfeiture. But later he corrected what he said, he knew about the rule, the existence of the rule, but he didn't fully know that it would be losing by forfeiture with a second foul. Anyways, we can see that even for Byun Sang-il, he wasn't fully aware of this rule either.
이 규정의 취지나 뭐 의도나 목적에 대해서는 잘 이제 벌써 알고 계실 것 같은데 그 선수로서 이 규정에 대한 생각 같은 게 혹시 있으신가요?
Next question is, you probably understand the purpose and intention of the rule. As a player, what do you think about it?
제가 이런 말 해도 될지 잘 모르겠어요.
He's hesitating to say. He said, I don't know if I should say this.
아니 뭐 개인적인 심정만 얘기해 주시면 좋겠습니다. 선수로서. 네.
사실 개인적으로는 이런 룰이 없는 게 맞다고 생각이 듭니다.
He said, personally, I think it would be better if this rule didn't exist. Oh my God. Even for him, he thinks that this rule is not necessary.
생각하시는지도 들을 수 있을까요?
Why is that?
사실 그 승부와는 전혀 무관하다고 생각하기 때문에
He said, honestly, I believe it has nothing to do with the actual outcome of the game. This rule is actually deeply connected to how to count the game. I believe that top players have trained themselves to count directly on the board. For example, in situations where there are a massive number of dead stones, the stone ball can overflow making it impossible to count accurately. In such cases, counting directly on the board becomes the only option. Players then have to remember the opponent's captured stones and their own in their heads while counting. For top players who are trained in this way, I think it's natural to see this rule is unnecessary. I think his answer, like, I don't think this rule is necessary, is a bit shocking. But I think he expressed his idea honestly.
일단 우승 근데 축하드리고 이게 엘지베가 되게 중요했잖아요. 개인적으로도 프로 생활에서도 좀 어떻게 준비하셨는지도 좀 궁금합니다.
And they asked about how he prepared the finals, because this tournament probably meant a lot to him.
사실 한 10일 전부터는 굉장히 불편한 상태에 있었고요.
Honestly, I was in a very uncomfortable state for about 10 days ago.
LG배가 있으니까 신경도 쓰이고 많이 불편했던 것 같아요.
Elizabeth is such a big tournament, so I felt more pressure than uncomfortable.
초대구단한테는 이제 LGB 전에 승점을 거뒀었는데 혹시 어떤 전략을 갖고 준비한 게 따로 있으셨을까요?
Against Kaje, you have never beaten him. How did you prepare the game?
사실 제가 전략하는 스타일이 아니어서
I'm not the type to focus on strategies.
그냥 초반 연구는 좀 많이 했던 것 같습니다.
But I think I did a lot of research on the opening.
그 3국에서 보면 초반에 커제 선수가 좀 실수를 했잖아요. 큰 실수를 해서 이제 승부가 많이 기울었는데 그때 좀 상황이 어땠는지 좀.
They are talking about the game. Kaje made an early mistake and the situation was very good for him. How did you see that?
저도 그때는 확실히 우세하다고 느꼈고
I definitely felt I was ahead by a lot at the point.
거의 승부가 끝났다고 생각해요.
And I thought the game was almost over.
심판이 개입한 시점에 대해서 일단 커제 선수가 이야기를 많이 했는데 그때 상황은 어떻게 느끼고 계셨나요?
And the next question is about Kaje argued that the referee's intervention was untimely. What's your idea about that?
네, 저도 확실히 유리하다고는 생각했고요.
I did feel that I was clearly in a favorable position.
사실 거의 된다고는 생각했는데
I thought it was gonna be alright. I think he's talking about his unsettled group. I think he's saying the group would be able to leave anyways.
확실히 보이는 수는 바로 확실히 되는 수를 바로 보지는 못했고
But I hadn't immediately seen the exact move.
좀 생각을 하다가 심판이
So I was still thinking when the referee came in. I think this is the point where Kaje was upset because he might have thought like there might be a chance for him because Byun Sang-il spent almost 10 minutes up to the point where the referee came in. The situation was for sure in Byun Sang-il's favor, but he was still thinking and he hadn't immediately seen the next move. So probably that's why Kaje was so upset.
커제 구단이 이번에 이런 사건이 일어난 게 한국 룰에 대해서 완전하게 숙지가 안 된 상황에서 이런 일이 발생했는데 변상임 구단은 중국 룰에 대해서 습관이 안 되거나 적응이 안 되는 그런 규칙이 있으면 하나만 예를 들어 주시겠어요?
Next question. This incident happened because Kaje wasn't fully familiar with Korean rules. Are there any Chinese rules that you find unfamiliar or difficult to adapt to?
저는 중국률에서 조금 헷갈리는 경우가 빅이 나서 기국사 형태가 생기는 그런 경우가
For me, the formation of seki, the bend four in the corner,
좀 헷갈리는 경우가 있는데.
That is confusing.
그럼, 딱 한 번 있었다.
I've experienced that only once. I think for Korean top players, they have a lot of opportunity to play in China because every year there is the Chinese National League. So I think for Korean top players, it would be much easier to play with Chinese rules. But for Chinese players, I don't think they had a lot of opportunities to play with Korean rules.
사석을 보관하지 않고 아무것도 돌려주는 그런 거에 대해서는 큰 부담은 없나요? 개가를 할 때.
And the next question is about giving the dead stones back to the opponent immediately. Do you feel any pressure about returning captured stones?
네, 어차피 중국 룰에서는 사석이 아무 상관이 없기 때문에.
No, not really. In Chinese rules, captured stone don't matter at all.
네, 크게 신경 쓰이진 않았고, 근데 중국 룰 잘
So I didn't pay much attention to them.
알고 있었던 것 같습니다.
And I think I understood the Chinese rules well.
아까 인터뷰 잠깐 할 때 말씀해 주시긴 했는데 허재 선수 입장 좀 이해는 간다라고 말씀해 주셨잖아요.
네.
This is the last question. During the award ceremony, you mentioned that you could understand Koje's perspective. What part of his situation do you emphasize with? I think there was another interview during the award ceremony, and I think he mentioned it at the time.
일단 코제 선수가 중국에서는 일단 많이 사석이 아무 상관없기 때문에.
In China, it doesn't matter where captured stones are placed.
그런 점을 잘 숙지하지 못한 것 같고요.
So I think he wasn't familiar with this rule.
그래서 충분히 이해는 되고요.
So I can fully understand.
이제 앞으로 좀 목표 같은 것도 궁금하거든요. 이제 꿈의 길이가 어쨌든 우승을 했고, 그래서 좀 이제 웃어도 될 것 같은데 너무.
What is your next plan? I think you can smile now.
네, 앞으로 더욱 좋은 모습을 보이겠습니다. 네.
I will continue to show my best going forward.
감사합니다.
Alright, how was this interview for you guys? As we can tell from this interview, this incident was unfortunate for everyone. The players, the fans, and the organizers. I hope that this incident would be an opportunity to move toward unifying the Go rules across Korea, China, and Japan. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.